America
Just jump the line,
deserves a
bro.
Donald Trump president.
Probably. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
No pushback.
Yeah.
This nigga not giving Darwin, step back from the ledge. No, don't do it. Nigga like,
Nah.
no. You probably right.
Bro, I'm at a place in my life right now, bro, where I just keep it real all the time, man. I can't even control it anymore. I just keep it real all the time, man. It's like, yeah.
He said, no, I was really expecting you to like,
Yeah,
no, I mean, come on, it's not that serious.
Yeah. Like, nah, man, that might be the case, man.
If Trump wins this election, dog, versus Kamala Harris,
Bro, if Trump wins this election,
on
bro,
experience,
America deserves it.
Darwin, what are you doing here?
It's challenge day.
What's up, y'all? What's going on? This is Challenge Day. We back. We back
Back
from this
at it.
hiatus. Yep.
New
Season
content,
5.
new
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, we probably need like a soundboard or something. One of them joints. So
But I've been thinking about doing a soundboard thing. And I'd have to like, it's a whole learning.
yeah, it is.
process, bro.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I've seen some that are like relatively like small with,
Yeah, there's
you know,
some
what I
small
mean,
ones.
get your setup, but like a good one is like $300, you know.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
damn it, man, we still didn't get that Patreon set up because you know this could have been something that the Patreon could have been
provided for.
supported. So you know, get the
Mhm.
challenge day Messy Bros the a soundboard fund.
Yeah,
Can we like pass the collection plate?
for sure, for sure. So more of that coming soon, y'all. Season 5, episode 1, first episode of season 5. If you guys have been following us for some time, you know how we get down. We got a lot of good content for y'all. And honestly, we just want to get right into it. First things first. Oh, well, actually, you know what? Before first things first, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. So, Jeff, not Jeffrey, it's Darren Darko. You also want to
finally.
all right.
Who's these two niggas talking? Man?
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, on all social media platforms, you want to search for another challenge day, at another challenge day.
Yes, sir.
Again, every social media platform you like to frequent. So now getting all of that out the way. Again, it's at another challenge day. You're gonna see it like in the show. It's gonna be easy for you. Please just pay attention. But anyways, all right, get to the mass count, bro. What you got for the mass count?
Okay, so we've been gone for a minute. So these cats out here with these guns been busy. It was 313. It was 313 when we last left off, and so it jumped up to. I checked yesterday and it was 385. Let me go live. We're gonna do this live. I should have checked this before. Okay, we were 385. This was yesterday. Today it's 389.
In just a day.
What happened? What happened? Where is this? September. So this 3 of them happened on September 7th. I guess it wasn't updated when I first saw it. Anyway, so Kentucky had a mass shooting, Florida had a mass shooting, Pennsylvania had a mass shooting, and the suspect was out of all of those. So this is like a total of 10 people, 14 people shot, 1 dead. Out of all of that, 3 shootings, 1 suspect was arrested. The other 2 shootings, not arrested, not injured apparently or anything, not killed either. So it's too. This joint is crazy. Crazy. But also,
go ahead. No, well, I was gonna say that's just. I kind of noticed that even with the states that you just mentioned, it's like a lot of those states are gun-friendly states. So it just seems like it's like when these incidents happen, it's like people getting together playing dominoes and cards. It's just it's just a thing that just happens. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of crazy. But yeah, go ahead and continue on what you got for the
So we had also the big one that made the headlines is another school shooting. So the school shootings are always what's going to be your biggest opportunity to, um, highlight the epidemic in the
Yes.
country,
Mm-hmm.
highlight the fact that the leading cause of children deaths in this country is not something like polio or measles or car accidents. It's guns. It's guns. The leading cause
It
of
tells you
death.
something.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's so wild. And
Mm-hmm.
so we had another mass shooting. This one was in Georgia, and this is a little bit of a deceptive headline reading from NPR here, where the teacher said the headline is, "I lied."
Mm.
Period. A teacher
Mm-hmm.
describes protecting her students during Appalachia high school shooting. I'm not gonna bear the lead. There's a plot twist in all this, and
Yeah.
in this story, the twist is that she spends time, this teacher, in investing in the specific furniture that she has in her classroom. She has couches, right, instead of desk. Not
Mm-hmm.
because she's trying to be quirky or trying to be this. I forgot what kind of what class she teaches, but she has those couches there so the kids. She's thinking about this in advance, so that the
Okay.
kids could have a place to hide
Mm-hmm.
if there happens to be a mass shooting
Mm-hmm.
in the school. What she lied about in this article, with this deceptive headline, but it's which is but is valid. What she lied about is when she lied to the kids. She told the kids, "You'll be safe here. Nothing will happen to you."
Mm. Yeah.
She's saying she lied. She's like, because she herself didn't believe it. The kids in her class survived. Thankfully, the walkie talkies were at her door before the shooter had a chance to get there. But
Mm.
she's like, I was scared to death. Like, she's like, I'm telling these kids it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. This couch, it made by the side of vision, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
from the person looking through the window or something like that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they don't see anybody there because we all hiding behind the couch because the couch is big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but bullets get straight through that bit. It's a couch,
Oh
man.
yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it ain't a
That joint
riot
ain't got
shield
like.
in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Yeah. That joint ain't got like Teflon material on it. Like yeah. Yeah. It's a couch. We're gonna go
She
straight
said
through.
it
Yep.
was the worst 20 minutes of my career. She wrote this on a Facebook post.
Mm.
She's like, I lied. She began the post. I told them to get behind my couches. Thank God I ditched desk and have bulky furniture. I told them to get down and be quiet. The more quiet we are, the faster the drill would end. Because she was saying it was a drill, right? She was telling them it was just a drill. I knew it
Mm.
was a lie. I knew this was what I always planned my furniture arrangements for every year. My kids were able to just hide and not panic for over 10 minutes. And they kept calm. They got out of there. And next thing you know, the one of the kids talks about he got in the hallway, finally to evacuate the school, and he looks over, and a white sheet is over her body as they're
Mm.
evacuating the classroom. So it ain't a drill. America
Yeah.
is not a drill.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Mm.
This is happening constantly, way too often, and we could do something about it. I thought, personally,
Mm.
I'm the pessimist amongst the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw nothing happen after Sandy Hook, that was the babies.
Yeah. That's. Mm.
I was like, it's cold, it's cold blooded out here. It's
Yeah.
cold blooded out
You
here,
knew what it was. Yeah. I saw that and the
and they're not doing nothing about it.
Uvalde one too. I was like, yeah, that
Valdi,
joint. Yeah, that
not
joint
doing
is
nothing
just.
about it.
Yeah.
Um, the police visited this kid a year before because he was saying some funny stuff online. Later that year, his dad buys him an AR-15 for a Christmas present. Him, the kid that the FBI checked on.
Mm.
The, I just want to think of a police officer. The FBI?
Yeah. FBI. Yeah. Yeah. There's something there. There's something there to look
Maybe not
into.
get him done. So, anyways, the dad
Yeah.
is being charged. The dad is being charged.
It's only
Also,
right.
yeah,
It's only right.
it's all right.
Mm.
Okay. Moving on to our our throwback segment. We did some stuff maybe we need to catch up on, and maybe some quick news on something that's happening current time. But we're just gonna do pretty much like a a lightning round. Let's call it right.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with Kamala and Walz. Now that's the ticket officially. The
That's a ticket.
DNC.
Yep. Yep.
It's official.
Mm-hmm.
You if you're hearing this now for the first time, dang, you only come to us for your news.
That's kind of
Okay,
crazy.
okay. We take a break every once in a while. Usually, when we record, we're up on game, but like we took a break. We got to take a break too. We coming back and like catching up on some old stuff. So, okay, surprise. It's Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Who's Tim Walz? You might be asking. This dude's from Minnesota. He is he was a teacher. He taught in China. He still speaks Mandarin. Right, and he's a football coach. He played on he took his team, which was apparently like a trash team, to like they won the state championship. Like he was a defensive coach, you know what I mean? So, but he's still a coach, on the squad that did that, and he was just like a teacher, you know what I mean? And then like he was taking his kids to like a field trip or something like that, and the George Bush president people was like messing with him and his kids and stuff like that. So ever since then he was like, nah, I'm finna run against these fools. I'm finna go into politics. He ends up winning like I think like the House of Representatives. So he's like in Congress now or some joint. That before went to Congress.
Reggie got off the couch and became a
I think he's like, no, I'm finna do this line. A whole teacher, boy, you don't want to get a teacher upset, dog. That's like that boy got an agenda. He probably y'all ain't know Tim Walz had a syllabus written out on y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, that boy had a
game
syllabus.
Plan for sure.
Game plan that joint and the coach too, boy. He's like, oh, I'm gonna teach
he
him
on that type of time.
I'm gonna teach him something. So that boy went to Congress, did his Dougie there, and fucking re-upped on that bit and turned that bit into a governor. The dude was just a freaking high school football coach yesterday.
That's
you know
crazy,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Making regular teacher money, dog, like public school joint, right?
That's a heck of a glow up. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude became a governor, so like he earned it.
Crazy.
He got the vote.
Yeah, he put in the work.
He got the votes, and then he's like does solid stuff in that state.
Let me ask this though. Do you think that's more reflective of, because of that, right? Do you think that's more reflective of like a person who has the actual merits for the position, or just likability?
Nah, that dude is that, but no, that goes a long way too. You got and again, this is politics. You have to have some charisma.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
I mean, some of these guys, I don't know how they got. Well, it might be money because like they don't got no charisma. Whatever. They have charisma for the fish that they fishing for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the fish that they fishing for their people, for their constituents, right? But him, dude was just being himself, and like everybody apparently likes that. You know what I mean? That's what you want. If you're dating, if you're dating out there in the fish in the dating pool, you don't want to have to like change yourself up and compromise and really like wear two-face, you know what I mean? Kind of like cold switch kind of thing. It's like, no, like somebody that just likes rocking with you because it's just you, the way you come as you are kind of thing. Yo, and like Tim Walz is probably day-to-day walking around like, I'm the governor. like
I'm just a dude.
I'm just a dude. Like really, he's just a dude. You know. And now somebody told me somebody, yo, I need you to be vice president of these United States. And this nigga's like, what the fuck is happening?
Just falling in his lap, bro.
It's like, and he's just being himself.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you want, dog. You want people that just like rocking with you just for yourself and who you are. And it's like you're a person of integrity. You service minded. Being a teacher, public school, outside service minded,
coach and all that. Yeah,
culture like that. You are a coach. You know what I mean? You're motivating, and stuff, and you know that you're just likable. You're just a dude, just like regular, and you're still like hunting. You know what I mean? So you're not like this. Like there's nothing off putting. You're not like you're just like a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? And like.
Yeah.
And then the NRA used to rock with you, but then you saw all the mass shootings, and you're like, nah, this ain't cool no more. You know what I mean? I'm gonna everything NRA give me to my campaign, I'm gonna donate to like something else. You know what I'm saying? That's like a good guy. You just like being a good guy because the NRA is like not really helping with just a solid dude. And like he don't care. The NRA he saw some information, input in his head, and it was like, no, this is a better thing to do. Instead, like NRA, I don't care about y'all more than I care about these kids or these people that's getting killed, these mass shootings. So we need to do something. So like, he's just a solid dude. And he still likes to have his guns. It's like they like does. He's like it's all about like responsible gun ownership. Like we're not asking too much here,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
NRA don't want to rock with none of that. I don't care. They don't even want to start that joint. So um and so for Kamala, she had a bunch of solid people to pick from, and with solid records and all that kind of stuff, and she just vibe with dude. So again, his personality, dog, just like, and he happens to have the good record in Minnesota. They love him. They mad that they about to lose him if he wins this thing.
Oh, so he's
Because
really like a
they
likable guy for real.
he's really likable. Everybody just likes this dude. And he even had the story about the IVF, and the Republicans were trying to ban the IVF, and then like he's like, "Yo, both my kids came through IVF." This dude is like a this Renaissance man.
Oh yeah, he's okay.
Who the fuck they find this white guy?
I see. Yeah,
and he's an old white guy, which I said that Kamala needs is an old white guy. He's just an old white guy, dude.
He's definitely gonna appeal to. Yeah, okay. I see the play. I see the play
from Minnesota, dog.
I see the play. Dang,
like,
I didn't think
he
about
ain't
it.
from LA. You know what I mean?
Play,
he ain't from New York. This is from Minnesota.
Dang, they really found a good one.
They really found this dude.
When I think about it now, his whole makeup as a character and like his optics.
If you had to write a script, dog,
they found an actual human that matches
for what needs to like what they need specifically for Kamala.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Black woman,
specifically
this black, you know what I mean, like of Indian heritage, like, and you needed something like to like balance that in the perfect like gumbo kind of joint to like be like, here, America, how about some of this? You look at the Trump side, and you look at this joint, you know what I mean? Even Kamala's in a blended marriage. Her husband's Jewish. You know what I mean? Like a blended family. I mean, with these kids that she's been a stepmom to that love her, that actually like rock with her. You know what I mean? And like that whole picture, dog, is like it's like Hollywood that like scripted that. And even when you look at the DNC itself, it was Hollywood. Freaking Lil Jon introduced Georgia. Like from you know what I mean, like Lil Jon came out, they gave him like a little mini concert. So he introduced Georgia when they they turn to say who they're voting for. So the poll numbers are looking up. For Kamala, she is leading in most polls. There's a on average 538 is what I typically like going for this because they weigh all the polls together, not just one, because like the individual polls have different like problems with them and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay, so the 538 has her up nationally, average 3.1 points. So she's up average 3.1 points. New York Times just came out with a recent survey that was pretty favorable to Trump. I think they had him up by a point. Let's see, virtual tie in New York, Siena College survey with Trump taking a 1-point lead for the first time since early August. So he hasn't even been leading in this specific poll since August. But New York Times poll, I think, it leans pretty conservative. So you got to do like maybe a plus or minus 1 or 2 on that from the New York Times. Moving right along, speaking of Donald Trump, the sentencing in his Manhattan hush money criminal case has been postponed. This was supposed to happen in September. It's been postponed.
I keep saying this, bro. The finesse god,
bro.
The finesse. He is the finesse god, bro. I keep telling you.
The finesse G. Dog, he got them to postpone that joint until after November. Dog, how you gonna have a whole sentencing that could have? And mind you, they didn't need to take this long to sentence him. They could have, because the reason that they're doing it because they're like, okay, we're too close to the election now. We don't want to force election. But they could have been this joint. But they gave him that much time and all that kind of stuff for the appeals and all that kind of stuff. And he's out of there. So he wins the election. Like screw y'all. I'm not. None of this matters anymore. If he actually wins the election. So it was Judge Juan Merchan on Friday delayed the sentencing to 26 November, citing the unique time frame this matter currently finds itself in amongst his. Okay, yeah, this thing going on for freaking forever. But for a while. That's what it is. The delay means that Trump will not face any immediate repercussions. and it could go either way after the election. If he wins or if he loses, like the election, he gets charged. I mean, he's already charged. The sentencing is whatever it is. They're not going to like put this nigga in jail. Anyway, not in the jail. Maybe home confinement. I could see it be something like that.
That's what I see. Yeah.
And if he win, but what does he care? He's always at Mar-a-Lago anyway. He's always golfing. So what does he care? But if he wins the presidency, he's just gonna like pardon himself.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We already know what the game plan is.
Yeah, he just doesn't want the conviction on like the record, whatever. He doesn't like tarnish his own.
It's already out
there. It's already. It is what it is. You know. Moving on, we have to catch up on several freaking world. Like the world is on fire, but in places like that are not near us. It's always like that because we got the Pacific and the Atlantic. You know what I
mean? America. Breaking news. There are things happening outside of America.
Outside of these borders, you know, in case you wasn't fully aware.
There are humans living outside of the United States of America.
Yes, Gaza, the war in Gaza is still going on. The death toll since October 7th, it's reached up to 40. It's up to like 41,000 people dead. And remember, I remind you, the population of Gaza, all these kids. That's about 15,000 of those are kids. 15,000 are kids, right? The death toll, and also, so recently they found 6 hostages that were killed. I think it was in the spot that they were about to do a raid on. Oh, they did do the raid on. They were about to, I think something like they was about to do a raid.
I'm not even surprised.
And Hamas executed the hostages, and then like skedaddled or something like that, right? So that included an American. His name is Hersh Goldberg, Poland. He's been kind of like a face of this thing for a while. There was a story about when this thing first happened, when they were kidnapping the people. There's still people kidnapped, right? And so these are the 6, but like they went into a bunker, like because they have like bunkers because there's always like stuff popping off over there. So they went into a bunker and I think it was something like they didn't get to fully close the door, or they closed the door and they was throwing grenades up in there. The Hamas people was throwing grenades on him, and he was grabbing grenades and throwing them out. Like dude was a legit hero. And one of them he mistimed and blew off his arm. So and they ended up kidnapping him as well. So now this dude that was doing that, and actually some people made it out of that room and wasn't kidnapped. I think that whole shit was wild that day, I'm sure. And they were telling the story about this guy doing this thing. And but then the family ended up getting footage later that showed he was still alive. It's just his arm was missing.
Yeah.
You know, but they know that because the stories that people were saying about him, you know, and they just executed dude. They executed dude. So people in Israel are hot. The citizens over there are hot because it's like, yo, Netanyahu, we could have got this dude out. Americans, you know, he's an American. He lives, you know what I mean? And he's Jewish American. But like, we're like, Biden was fuming. He didn't say so much on camera, but a reporter did ask him, do you think Netanyahu's doing enough to like get to the ceasefire deal? And Biden was just like, no. And just like, period.
Oh yeah, he was mad. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he didn't go any further. He didn't say it, but I was like, yo, he's like, but I think I've always known, of course, like I feel like I do always know that people don't give him the credit for this. People don't, you know, out here, like, if you're not really into the Beltway system, you don't know how like it's such like you have to like balance stuff. You know what I mean? You can't just like, Biden don't rock with this war. He wants a ceasefire like tomorrow. I bet if it was up to Biden, Magic One, ceasefire is up tomorrow. But there's these different constituents he gotta, you know what I mean? There's AIPAC, you know what I'm saying? They gotta like, what is Egypt gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What about Jordan? You know, and what is gonna be my relationship to like the voters, and like, is this gonna be an attack thing that Republicans gonna put on me? You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So it's like, so he's like trying to like he's trying to like freaking land that plane. You know what I mean? Especially he's on the way out too. That's a whole nother thing. He don't have as much pull as he used to have. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, it's tough on your boy. But at the same time, also Kamala can't even be like, cause she kind of been like sneaking a little bit, trying to be like ceasefire. You know what I mean? But then she's like, oh, but remember Hamas is bad, kind of thing. But I bet if she was like untethered, she would be like, yo, no, ceasefire, like today. This is crazy. You know what I mean? Like all these kids and stuff. But she's also like, yo, I'm VP. I'm not the actual president. I can't be stepping on this
really
nigga's
be.
story. You know, but now I'm running for president. So I kind of like want to like nudge a little bit to what I really want to do. But also the same risk that he was assessing, I kind of gotta assess some of that too. You know what I mean? But I have a little bit of a cover because my husband's Jewish. You know what I mean? So like, you know, you gotta calculate all that kind of stuff and to just like be out there and be like, oh, ceasefire, you're gonna protest me because I'm not demanding for ceasefire today. Like, I get it, dude. I hear you in the audience. They was out at the DNC, you know, what I mean, protesting in the streets. Like, yeah, I know, but like I can't just do that. just like that. I gotta. It's a whole country to run. Like the calculations, the freaking like the quantum mechanics of it all, the freaking the physics of how all these things move. It's just a tough decision, and like
because
you know, you want somebody
can cascade into other
yeah, catch a bunch of other stuff. So what you do is
and things that can work
you
against
do
what you're
the
trying to
best you
accomplish.
can. You do the best you can. You know,
and that's really what it is. Yeah.
You make smart decisions on who you put in what spaces so that you can help.
You try to
know what I
put people
mean?
in the right positions. So
The right positions. Also, either way, the people in Israel are calling for a immediate ceasefire. They're protesting Benjamin, and they are adamantly putting it at his feet, right? And being like, he's the problem. He's the problem. He's the one that's not saying yes. Like even when Hamas might come back with something else, it's because Bibi has switched up the deal somewhere to like just muck it up, you know, because he knows he's also like a Trump. He's got about to be indicted. He's indicted already, and he's facing charges and stuff too. So like his whole thing is like tied into like keeping this thing going. Other than Gaza, we have also a war in remind you in Sudan. That's been going on for a while. Macklemore, the I'm gonna rock them tags, got $20 in my pocket. What's that song? So that guy.
I know the artist. I know the artist you're talking about.
His name is Macklemore. He had a concert in Dubai, so he canceled it. You know what I mean? Because the UAE is arming the Sudanese paramilitary forces, so they're contributing to the war. By adding the arms, and so Macklemore, this is like his form of protest. But that's just kind of to remind people, yo, this war is still going on in Sudan. Like you'll never really see that in the headlines. You know what I mean? You see a lot of Ukraine, you see a lot of Gaza. You know what I mean? But you don't never see what's going on in Sudan. You know what I mean? You really don't even see what's happening in Haiti. Haiti's like right there next door. You know, and so the Sudan plunged again. So this is a reminder. Back in mid-April, plunged into chaos when long simmering tensions between its military paramilitary leaders broke out in the capital in Khartoum, and then it spread out through different regions all the way up to Darfur. Um, so far, you know, it's been like 18,000 people killed, 10 million have fled their homes. Some locals, you know, were recently get the reporting that comes out that they don't think it's going to end anytime soon. And so just life sucks there. Like famine is like 100,000 people on the brink of famine. That's death by hunger.
Yeah.
All right. So the UN is back. Human rights investigations are urging the creation of an independent and impartial force to protect civilians in Sudan. They're gonna try to deploy some UN peacekeepers, I guess. You know, to try to like at least protect civilians, not trying to like stop the war at least, but they could protect civilians. And so they're kind of like something that's happening in Haiti. And I'll pivot right into Haiti. You know, I'm wrap it up.
I don't think the UN has a good reputation of the whole peacekeeping thing, but that's a whole other conversation.
Well, that's part of this conversation. You know, we're gonna wrap up soon on off of our throwbacks, but we got to run through these. We've been gone for a minute. The thing in Haiti is that they were it's a multinational security support. Okay. So because they're part of
multinational,
right? So because they're part of the UN, so in the relationship that Haiti and all these countries have with the
Yes.
UN,
Yes.
Kenya is able to come in
Yes.
and just call it multinational support. It's just support. It's not an official UN activity, UN led thing because these
But the
UN
UN, but the U,
activities,
but the
when
UN
these
is but the UN is like orchestrating it. Is that like they're overseeing it? Is that what
they're
you're getting
yeah
at?
they provide the authority to say
Mm,
that this can go there. So, but there's a bill now, draft that's going around
mm-hmm,
to just like the draft for the Sudan thing.
mm-hmm,
There's a draft going around for the Haiti situation where trying to transition it's proposing to transition the multinational security support,
mm-hmm,
which we know is being the tip of the spear right now is Kenya
mm-hmm.
and Haiti, and they're trying to think the draft is to say to send in a UN peacekeeping operation. And so your point of the
Mm-hmm.
UN not having such a great reputation when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote peacekeeping
Mm-hmm.
with what when the places that they get assigned.
Yeah.
Um, this is why you got a lot of light skinned orphan babies in Haiti right now. To be specific. Not
Yeah.
egregious, but I'm just saying.
Mm.
Wow. What's up with all these light skinned Haitian orphan
They
babies?
they didn't come out of nowhere. They didn't come out of
Randomly
nowhere. Mm-hmm.
popping up after a large UN peacekeeping mission or UN activity in Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
circa 2010 with the earthquake.
Yes.
So just a reminder that in the 12 million people, the 12 million people that live in Haiti, um, security forces right now, it's Kenya police that is leading, and the United States is the primary financial backing for everything that's the operations that's going on with that. It's all intended to help stable. And there's a current um what's his like what's his name? He's holding on the spot until he's like a
Oh, you talking about
temporary.
the doctor? The
Yeah, what's his name?
can't
I
remember.
forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a temporary caretaker government happening right now, and
Gary.
uh, they're hoping that in February
Go ahead. Go ahead.
2020 2026 is
Mm-hmm.
when they will have an election and have a national assembly in February 2026. But some officials are casting doubt on that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
carrying on here to another random thing. So, you know, what's his name? Dave Chappelle used to have the that bit where he used to talk about like, what I mean? What would Ja Rule think? You know what I mean? Like, should
Mm-hmm.
somebody find Ja Rule? Like when some big important news is happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's saying like, why do you bring some of these people on to talk when like catastrophic things happen, like these stars, these celebrities, whatever? Right now, you put them on the actual news, right?
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore so much, but like they used to do that, I guess, back in the day. And um, I mean, but then at the same time, you know what I mean? Some artists and athletes, they have opinions on stuff too, and they might be smart. You know what I mean? Look at like Richard Sherman, you know what I'm saying? He got something
Mm-hmm.
to say. You know what I'm saying? These guys are smart. Um, the the internet, especially black internet, black Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
uh, have been going in on the quote, keep your third eye open, black Twitter. Keep your
Mm-hmm.
like have been going having a fit with Plies.
Mm-hmm.
Plies on my mouth, on
Bruh,
my hood.
I can't even. The Haitian president, by the way, Gary Conal, that's his name.
Prime minister, temporary
Prime
prime minister.
Minister, yeah.
All right, right on.
But as far as Plies, um, yeah, bro. As soon as I saw Plies in any headline, I was like, yeah, I'm not even,
Right?
not even entertaining that, bro.
but
Mm-hmm.
so but I've been listening to some of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like to a certain segment, dude got his head on straight.
He's a college
Right?
graduate. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually fairly
Plies
educated.
ain't dumb.
A lot of people don't know that he's actually fairly educated. He's just country. That's
Plies
all it is.
ain't dumb. That boy is
He's
just
country.
country.
Yeah.
Cause like they asked him, because niggas is asking him like, oh, why you just supporting Kamala because she black? They said you just supporting her because she black. right? Like you don't even know nothing about her. You don't know nothing about nothing about her policy, nothing. The nigga said, "Oh, I can answer that." Like that fool legit had like a 10-point rebuttal, like on like why he supports Kamala, and none of that 10 was just an anti-Trump. None of it. It's just like, oh, I just don't like him. I'm just voting against Trump. No, it was like, no, I support her, and I think she would make a good president.
But a lot of his points was things that Trump are either being like accused of or is convicted for. Like a lot of points that he mentioned.
I mean, if you want to look at it on and make Trump the main character, that's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's what it. But that's what it sounded like it was when he was naming the points. It sounded
like, to me like, okay, so like
he's just naming all the things with Trump.
Bro said experience as a prosecutor. How's that Trump? She legit has experience as a prosecutor.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't say everything. I said it was a lot.
Next one, criminal justice reform. How is that Trump?
Okay, that's two.
Okay, so I'm gonna get off the house of the Trump thing. But either way, these are the reasons he supports her, right? You know, criminal justice reform was one of those things, and like one of the things she talks about, and one thing she tackles on, and actually she did when she was DA in California, but they lie about her record. I'll let y'all look that up yourselves, right? Advocacy for the Black community. That's another one. Economic equality. She talks about policies for fair wages and things of that nature. And you know, you can look that up again. Professional achievements. Like this is her specific professional achievements. And which would be she started as a local DA or something like that. Then she became DA of the freaking state, right?
I think I was looking at his Twitter comments. Those were the points that I was looking at, but I know he made some other points. But okay, that's what I was getting at. His Twitter points was like, okay, but yeah,
right. But like that could be that Twitter point there was probably like he probably just went deeper into one of the few points kind of thing, right? Yeah, when he did that.
Yeah, I got you.
Versus like I mean I'm just reading the like the categories right now, but like there's he goes into depth in all this, right? And like, but and you're like, oh, it's Plies. So you're already going to like, you already got a strike against him. And then he mentions race at the end of it all. And then boom, do you completely, see, I knew I shouldn't even listen to this guy. It's all about race. You know, he's just black and she black. Boom. He don't know what he's talking about. You know, it's Plies. So like, there's like, niggas don't, okay. But like, he look like he got valid reasons. And can't nobody like step to him about it. Like he's making a conscious decision. He tweeted out something like, it's the AKA or the KKK.
KKK, yeah, I saw that.
It's like, I know what you know what I mean? Like, and like, I'm like, show me the lie. Show me the lie, right? Yeah. We have, oh yeah, yo, they're not like us,
bro. This guy's he can't catch a break, bro.
They not like us.
He can't catch a break, bro.
Oh, that boy about to get another round. Like he's already dead.
Yeah.
Stop. But hey, but this is when you do a scorched earth fucking strategy with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, you gotta get him. You gotta take him off the board. You gotta take him off the board.
Wait a minute, you tell me to take him off the board? Like, yeah. That's a total wipeout. Kendrick Lamar might not even. I don't even think. Come on, like I know the dude's a genius and everything like that.
No, he did not foresee this. No, he did not foresee this. No, he did not.
No way.
He didn't even foresee that the song was gonna be this big. Nah. Anybody tell you otherwise is cap.
Okay.
There's no way, bro.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, there's no way. It literally took on a life of its own. Like literally. Like,
yeah. It's organic.
Yeah. Okay. Which is really, honestly, that's the best songs.
Yeah.
The ones that he just do the work for him. Yeah.
So he didn't plan this at all.
No, he did not. No. It's cap. No. I don't care what anybody tell me. He did not foresee this at all.
No, he didn't see that bit.
Nah.
Did he? You think?
Nah.
Okay.
Ain't no way, bro.
Yo, these HBCUs,
bro. This is a West Coast football. This is a West Coast song.
Oh my god.
100% West Coast joint that became a national anthem.
School is back in session. Football season is back in session. Every HBCU has their own rendition.
Their own rendition of it, for sure.
Of They Not Like Us. Oh, that college football season go all the way to freaking like at least like December, January.
Yeah,
you know, bowl games.
Yeah.
That boy ran it up on
Bro.
this fool, though. You do not want to go to
Man.
war with Kendrick. Okay, so that is the that kind of pivots us right into sports. What's going on in the
Yeah,
sports world? We were gone and the Olympics
man.
happened and now we're back.
Yeah, it's so much that I wanted to kind of like just cover with the sports thing, but I'm just gonna have to run through just a few highlights, bit because it's just too
Yeah.
much to happen. Yeah, of course the Olympics, folks know if you've been up on. I mean, it'd be crazy if you didn't know what happened, but Noah Lyles, for example, didn't do the whole 3P kind of thing like Usain Bolt did. He got the gold for the 100, but end up getting the bronze for the 200 meter. Your boy Lucille Tebogo from Botswana did his Dougie in the 200 meter, which he was dominating from even the trials. So I kind of knew he was going to win that. So as far as like big names on the track, yeah, Nola's got the 100, but he got the bronze in the
That boy had
200.
COVID.
The thing, but the time you mentioned it though is like, come on, bro. You
That
kind of
boy
looking
knew
like a
he was
sore
sick.
loser. He
That boy
kind of look
was
like he kind,
well, yeah,
but he's
you
looking
do.
like a sore loser though. Like the timing is bad for you to say that. I can see if you said it from the beginning, but the
No, but
timing is
but like
bad for you to say it, bro.
it'd be looking crazy for you to run with people though. If you say at the beginning, you ain't gonna be able to run.
That's true. That's
You're
true.
gonna be able to run at all.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be like,
That's true.
nah, son, what the fuck is this? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're like you're
I
actively
respect
shedding.
it. Yeah, I respect it, but it's still like it still makes you kind of feel like,
But
come
I don't
on,
know
man.
if I
That's
even
not
respect it because it's kind of like you did put people in harm's way.
low key, low
You know what I
key.
mean? And like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then
low key.
after you did, if you did have COVID for real, like you did put
Mm,
people in harm's way.
mm,
Like if somebody's like, for example, they can't get vaccinated for some reason or whatever they,
mm,
or they, I don't know, even they just they are vaccinated and they got like a bad beat with the COVID because they're immunocompromised or
mm.
something like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
You never know. You know what I mean? You could do harm somebody
You
if you
could put
really
other
had
people in
it.
jeopardy. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
But it's one thing like if you're trying to like if you're one of these people like you don't have COVID or nothing like that, and but like
Mm,
you don't wear a mask on the train or you don't wear a mask places you go, you
mm,
don't have COVID, you're good. But
mm.
like you have COVID though, that's
Yeah, that's yeah. I
you
can
know what I mean?
understand
Like
that.
matter of fact, it should even be a lower standard. That if you have a cold, bro, like we should have been had that standard. Like, bro, go stay
Mm,
home. Work, you
mm,
know what I mean? Like, no, don't get people sick. You know what I mean?
mm, mm.
People die from the cold too. So,
Facts.
anyways,
That's facts.
no.
That's facts.
But so okay,
So
so I just derailed real quick.
yeah, yeah,
Derail real
yeah.
quick.
So that's the whole thing there. 4x1, 4x1 the men's team. They definitely fumbled the bag. They just yeah. I don't want to talk about that. 4x1
Yeah.
women's team though they did their thing. Shikari definitely had a great leg. She actually got the baton like in second place, and she just ate Shorty up,
Hmm.
and got that fourth leg. Just ate her up the fourth leg. And they won with a time of 41.78, which is solid for the women's team. But they've been able to run faster than that before, like a lower 41. But 41.78 is still it's decent. It's still pretty decent for the 4x1. I mean, obviously they won gold too, so it worked
Yeah.
out. But I think they can actually be faster than that because they got a lot of fast women on that team. There's one woman on that team who's actually from the West, Miami Northwestern.
Okay. Miami.
Dang. Yeah, down in Miami. Dang, I can't remember her name, but she actually ran in the 100 meter. She actually qualified for the 100 meter finals with the women. When I remember her name, I'll put it
Yeah.
below the screen. But she's actually from the crib, so I was definitely rooting for her to do her thing. Um, Moving on, Simone Biles, of course, just continued to exude greatness.
Killed it.
Yeah, she competed in all the floor exercises, all the competitions in gymnastics, which is the major ones: floor exercise, balance beam, uneven bars, and the vault. And she, did her thing. She actually, because of her performance, U.S. women's team, they obviously won overall. She has become the oldest woman, female gymnast to win gold at 27. I thought she was younger than that for some reason. I don't know why I thought she was younger than that, but she's 27. And then I realized she has
But I
oldest gold
mean,
medal.
like,
She's been
but
around for a
like
minute though.
that's old for
Yeah, for a
gymnasts.
gymnast, that's old. Yeah, for a
That's
gymnast, that is old. Yeah,
old.
which
Yeah.
says a lot about her. But a 27-year-old body as a gymnast, though, like you're strong. Like because
Mhm.
a lot of like pro athletes, like
Yeah,
they get
but
into their
she could
their physical.
definitely hit that vault, for example, boom, off of that vault to get onto like
Yeah.
to do the
Mm-hmm.
a lot harder and stronger and power
Mm-hmm.
and blow and pop off of that
Mm-hmm.
way more than like a 17-year-old is
At
gonna
17,
be doing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yes.
mean?
Like she's like,
And she's competing with 17-year-olds too. So it's
yeah,
like
it's true. That's true.
some of
Yeah.
these like
So
16, like from some of these countries, like they be
yeah,
out there. I mean,
yeah.
but because this used to be just a sport for like maximum, you might be like what 22, 23
Mm, mm.
max.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how is she now? She's 27.
She's 27. Yeah, she's 27. Yeah, 27.
Well,
I was like, dang, that's dope, man. She has what? I think she has like 27 medals or something like that. This was her. So she captured her 8th Olympic medal with Team USA's gymnastics team. Which actually puts her in a tie for most all-time in U.S. women's gymnastics history. With there's another woman named another person named Anton Haida who won 5 gold medals in 1904, and she has 5 gold medals as far as gymnastics. So she's, Simone Biles being basically one of the most decorated U.S. gymnasts, U.S. Olympic athletes of all time, men and women. It doesn't even matter. Obviously, you had like people like Michael Phelps and Katie Ledecky, who I was going to jump into as well. As far as just some coverage on her, Katie Ledecky just still killing everybody. she got her 9th gold medal, which is insane, insane. Most by American female Olympian in history. So she has the most gold medals for American female Olympian.
Michael Phelps was the
you just can't beat her. You just can't beat her, bro. Like she defended her title for the 3rd time in the 800 meter freestyle final. You just can't beat her, bro. Like she's like, she's on that run like Michael, yeah, bro. She's like Michael Phelps. Like you just can't beat
That's why I
this
said
guy.
Michael Phelps. Like he's just like his body, his genome was.
It's just he's just designed
was for this.
You just can't. Yeah, they're just so far above like everybody. You just can't beat them. So, but that's dope for her. 9th gold medal is that's insane, bro. 9 gold medals is crazy. We all know the U.S. men though, they definitely won gold. They had some close matches, man. That semifinals was crazy. With Serbia, they were able to get on the run in the 4th quarter and win that game. Got to the finals. Almost lost to France. But Steph Curry just went out of his mind. Steph Curry just went out of his mind. Hit like 8 3-pointers in that game. He had
was going crazy.
Yeah, he was going insane. He had 24 points on just 3-pointers.
And that's his first Olympics and probably his last one.
Yeah, and it was really the last 2 games that he actually was the reason why the US survived. For the semifinals and the finals, Steph Curry. Steph Curry just went crazy.
These fools got to see Steph Curry up close. That's what he's been doing to the NBA.
Yeah,
exactly. Been on tour. Yeah, I've been on tour for y'all last year. I can see him playing. Yeah. Damn, we supposed to do this?
Yeah, the commentator was like, "Dang, this is real." Like, yeah, he's really that. He's really that. Like, Steph Curry just went crazy, man. And of course, LeBron was just cooking the whole time. But Steph is really like LeBron did enough to like, all right, Steph, you just gotta just push us back, just push us over, man. We need you to really turn it on. That boy Steph, man, turned it on, man. He it went and I think what was most important about it is that, like,
so by the way, so the Paris Olympics, the gold medal was Spain won.
Okay, Spain won. Okay, so
silver medal was France. Bronze was Morocco.
Okay, so maybe I was thinking about maybe I was thinking about the women's soccer team.
Might have been.
Do you know, like, maybe you could probably look into that, but yeah, Steph Curry, man, did his thing, and he definitely saved the U.S. Definitely saved the U.S. men's team. But you know what it's also telling, though? It's also telling that the international competition is definitely catching up. It's definitely catching up. There are a lot of teams internationally that have become a lot more competitive. Obviously, specifically France, Spain, Serbia.
Oh yeah, the women won the gold.
Yeah. I think that's what I was looking at. The women won. So the women today think to shout out
because the men don't never come close. I knew that. So
the women still is competitive though.
The women's always good. Yeah, I think this might be the second one they won the past couple of years. The second in the past, did it win?
I think they won like in 2004 or something like that. It was like a minute ago.
Was it a minute ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago because I remember seeing something like it was a while ago.
But either way, the women have always been competitive versus.
Oh yeah. The women.
You know how much. You know how you thought January 6th was crazy. The U.S. men, a bunch of white U.S. men win Olympic gold in soccer. You know how crazy this country would have been.
I think you got a point there. I think you got a point there.
You would have remembered that. You would have remembered that. You wouldn't have been like guessing about that. You'd be like, "Yep."
But low key though, like, but majority of the men though are like not white men though, which is always the case, right? Kind of like Team France, right? Team France is like Yeah, it's France,
it's a lot of
but it's Africans.
Moroccans.
It's a lot of Africans on that team. So it's like
from
okay.
Nigeria.
Yeah, it's like, so
for some reason that striker, you know, I mean, is he Ethiopian? Because he's like never running out of gas.
Yeah, he's
always running in circles.
Yeah.
Like, what's going? Okay,
Yeah, facts.
I guess it's
So there's been some highs and lows, but the Paris was definitely the Olympics Paris was definitely lit. But I do have some sad news, which I was like, whoa, that's crazy to hear.
Mommy had, you know, great success out here in Paris.
Yeah, she did.
She trained for all of that.
Mm. Her name is Rebecca Cheptegei. I'm saying the last name wrong, but it's spelled Cheptegei. That's the last name. First name is Rebecca. She ran for Uganda. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and so she comes back to a disgruntled lover, ex, or
boyfriend.
ex, or is her current boyfriend?
Yeah, current boyfriend. Yeah, current boyfriend. It was her current boyfriend who, I mean, you know, after doing what he did, he,
what did he like?
So
what did he do?
So he,
is she dead?
You can, yeah, she is. You can speculate
I thought I saw she was on life support when I
she was. So he set her on fire, burned 75% of her body. He's literally, bruh, set her on fire, bro.
What?
75%. From my understanding, he's in jail right now. From what I saw, but yeah, set her on fire, bro. And you can speculate what could have caused that, but like, bro, there's nothing that could condone that.
I mean, could cause that. Yeah,
like it's like you really like that's really what came to your mind, bro, is to set Shorty on fire, bro. That's crazy.
What the hell, like?
But it lends to like the whole conversation of like people talk, you know, the whole conversation of like femicide and all that stuff. So it's a whole different conversation that it's spawned into. But it's just like I can't even fathom that. Like I can't even fathom like what type
of time you gotta be on as a person.
Yeah, as a man, you know what I'm saying? Like as a person
to just do that for
crazy.
Like, and all we could do is speculate on his motives until he goes to trial. You say he's in jail. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like make whatever confessions he's gonna make. But like you as a man, you bugging, you tripping, and there's some like deep-seated like mental health issue that's like
there's something there for sure with him.
It's undiagnosed, and this dude to like do that for whatever reason, like
absolutely
that you decided in your head to go to that joint. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So she 75% of her body, bro. So she was on life support for a while, but she, you know, just couldn't deal with it anymore, and she ended up passing. So that's unfortunate. So prayers up to her family and all those who, you know, who are in her immediate circle and those who her loved ones and all that. It's just sad news because she just ran. She just ran a couple. You know what I'm saying? A month or so ago in the Olympics.
Yeah, we saw her. Yeah, doing her thing.
We saw her. We all saw her. You know what I'm saying? Like doing her thing.
She
was
fine, and now she's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So let's move on a little bit here. What other any other news? Okay, so NCAA started, NFL started.
Yeah.
While we were gone,
it's just some stuff that's been going on. Not really much. I mean, the big headline is just like, you know, how Colorado is going to do this year with all the hype behind Deion. They just beat North Dakota State 31-26. So, you know, they did what they did. Both teams are unranked, but because there's such like talk of the town kind of thing because of Deion, they were able to they were able to pull it off and get their win. A lot of like the same powerhouse schools obviously they've been dominating. Like Alabama, they played, I can't remember exactly where they played. I'm trying to open this. But Alabama pretty much dominated their opponent. I saw that FIU beat Central Michigan though.
Yep, that was a big win for Pitbull Stadium. You know, because Pitbull is now the sponsor for our stadium down there. So them boys did pretty good. Ran it up too.
Yeah, they did. I think it was like 52-13 or something like that. I saw the score. It's like, so FIU is doing their thing. We're technically actually in week, like as of this recording, we're technically like in week 3. We're entering week 3 of college football. But of course, like the big dogs, like Georgia is gonna play. That's gonna be a pretty interesting game. For prime time Saturday, they're playing Kentucky. But as far as like the rankings go, Georgia's still number 1, Texas is number 2, Ohio State is number 3, Alabama's number 4, and Ole Miss is number 5. Question: what do you think about this new playoff system that they got going, where you have more teams can be in the
I think there's
playoffs
gonna
now?
be like 12 teams now.
12 teams now. What do you think about that?
That's a lot. I
Really?
think that's a lot. I think
Really?
like that. I mean, you get to extend the college football
I
season a
think I
bit.
think that's I think that's the idea.
Yeah. And maybe you do get a chance to like really have the best team be the one to like get to the top. But I think
That's a part of it too.
but I think isn't it like you would have to play like at least 2 games in the playoff in the if you win the championship. So you have to play like 3 games probably,
So
right?
it's so a lot of it is basically a mirror image of like what the NFL is now, right? You have the wild card round, which is the first round. You have the
Right.
divisional,
So you have to play
then
like a couple
conference, and then
playoff
Super Bowl.
games
Yeah,
before you get to the Super Bowl.
yeah. So I mean, so the first
That's
round, like you just have to make it out the first round and keep going, right? So it'll be So it'll be like that. One of the interesting thing is if you win your conference, like the conference championship, like in your conference, you make it to the conference championship of your conference and you win, you get an automatic bid to the playoffs. So that's going to incentivize teams to like, okay, we need to try to, first step is to like, let's make our conference. Yeah. And then we have to win it in order to even get into the playoffs. So, so the teams that actually enter the playoffs are teams that actually won. So that's kind of like a way of like, okay, in a way, kind of shoring up like the quality of the teams that make it.
So that means like you ain't gonna have like a Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be like entirely based on like it's not gonna be like entirely based on like your strength of schedule anymore. It's gonna be like you have to be the team. Which I mean, technically, to get to your conference championship, you have to win out like in your
Jeff,
conference.
what if like top 3 Ole Miss gets up there? Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss are top 3 ranked in the country.
So then, if it's that, then it's gonna be that's probably when they're gonna go into like strength of schedule. Probably they're probably gonna go into that to like the more finer things like that to try to make a final decision. And then if it's like a three-way tie, like you mentioned, then I mean, two of those teams is gonna have to they're gonna have to go into those finer details to determine like, okay, which of these teams in this 3 tie goes into the conference championship.
They could still even be good enough to maybe all 3 of them get in if they're like that. If they've been that good,
because it's nah. It's one team is gonna get the short end of the stick because you have to keep an even numbers because it's 12. So yeah, so one of them is just gonna be like. One of them is just gonna be tight. It's gonna be like, damn, we on the out. So it's just one of those things that just gonna happen.
You're always gonna have somebody outside looking in.
It's gonna be that probably like
you gotta make a cutoff at some point.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're gonna want a 14-team playoff.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's also like,
and they're implementing that this year.
Yeah, it's this year. Yeah, it's this year. Okay. And I think it's also gonna help the players in a way, even though it's more games like NIL. Like NIL deals, because now you have more games where you have more exposure time because there's more games. And depending on how well you do, you can even negotiate whatever NILs you got. Like, hey, look, I even turned up at
these different bowl games sometimes have different incentives,
different sponsors and different entities. Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah. So I think honestly, it's low key like a win for the NCAA for real. Like I think they saw the NIL, so it's like, let's see if we can kind of like leverage this in a way in our favor. So. I think it's a good idea. I definitely think it's gonna get people more into college football even more, because it's like more high stakes. So I think it's also a good idea. But other than that, as far as college football, that's really what's been going on.
NFL also started this week.
I
saw the Dolphins won today.
Yeah, the Dolphins won. The game of the week though I wouldn't say game of the week, but the best game thus far was definitely that Ravens versus Chiefs game on this past Thursday.
Oh, okay,
that was the first official game of the season.
That game on the line.
Yeah. That game was lit. Like it was back and forth the whole time. And like it was an exciting way to start off the season. Obviously the Chiefs ended up pulling it off. Isaiah likely probably wished that he wore some white cleats because he was the guy that caught
on that line.
Yeah. So it was an amazing game. So we definitely gonna see that. We're definitely gonna see that rivalry. I think is gonna spark a big rivalry with the Chiefs and the Ravens for sure. Being that they have 2 top 5 QBs that's going after each other. So
I like the way that they did that. Was was it not the Super Bowl? When did they play each other? They played with
Thursday last week Thursday.
But I mean, like the last time they played last season. Wasn't it like
Oh,
one of
it
the
was the
final games?
AFC Championship.
AFC Championship. Yeah, yeah. It was like I know it was like
It
one
was
of
a
the big ones.
basically rematch to that. Yep. Yeah, AFC
Yeah, so that
Championship.
was kind of dope. I like that they do that. They do that on
Mhm.
purpose. They do that for all of them, right? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first,
yeah. They do that on purpose to to start off the season like on a high note. They do it on purpose. And
yeah,
then now Prime Video has the contract now for Thursday night games. So that was a plus for
yeah,
Amazon to
yeah.
have that game to be able to broadcast that
That's
game.
tight.
So it's pretty dope.
And that'll
So
be the first game of the season for it to be
the
that
first,
dope too.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
gives people kind of like, oh, this season might be kind of lit. So as far as
That's a
NFL,
good idea.
that's really. I mean, we won today too. We played against the Redskins, so we beat them 37-20. So I'm happy about that. Baker had a heck of a game
Cakewalk.
too.
Did you say Commanders?
Oh, Commanders. Okay, Commanders.
That's
Yeah,
Commanders. Okay.
which is a trash name, but it is what it is, I guess. Commanders. So we got them boys up out of there. So and of course there's some games going on right now, but NFL's been pretty busy. But moving on to another one, U.S. Open. I kind of want to throw it in your
Yeah.
court.
Okay. The
Throw
U.S.
it in
is
your
the
court because
U.
I know you
Oh,
like. I know this is your
ah,
your lane.
we're rallying here. Okay,
Yeah.
it's on me. Yeah, the U.S. Open is over now. Today was the last day. The men had their championship. It was Yannick Sinner
Mhm.
versus Taylor Fritz,
Mhm.
and Fritz is an American, and American hasn't won this joint in
Never heard of them.
like and this is the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
Dog.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? And like,
yeah.
oh, you never heard of these guys?
Never heard of them. Yeah.
So anyway, Taylor Fritz is an American,
Mhm.
and it's been a chance to redeem because a U.S. men hasn't won in a long time.
Okay.
And quick sneak peek, the women's side had an American woman too on the other side.
Okay.
But Yannick Sinner is like he's been ranked number one for a while,
Mm.
and and Taylor Fritz is ranked 12.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, man. The Sinner's just too good. I don't know how this kid is this damn good.
Mm.
He's ranked number one, and and he's ranked number one in a world with Alcaraz existing, right?
Mm.
And Medvedev, right?
He's
And
he's been
so
dropping the ball lately, Alcaraz, but it's a whole
yeah,
nother thing.
he's been slowing down a little bit this
Mm-hmm.
season. I mean, but like Sinner has just been like solid for a long time
Been
here,
cooking. Okay.
and it would be hard for Taylor Fritz to try to like climb that ladder to this nigga got
Mm.
washed, dog. This nigga the final he got with
Wow. Really? Wow.
straight sets, six
Dang.
three, 6-4, and then he kind of gave him a little pressure in the third, 7-5, just straight
Oh,
sets.
okay. So he's just okay. So
He
it was
didn't even,
almost.
and that's 7-5. That's not like 7-6, because seven
Mm.
six six would have been they would have went off to a tiebreaker or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
right? Like no, he like
No,
just
he
need
so he's
just a
yeah.
little
He got
bit,
him out of there. Yeah. He got him out
a
of
little
there.
bit, and got him up
Yeah.
out of there. Three
Yeah.
sets. The women played 3 sets.
Dang. That's yeah. Yeah. So
No,
that seems
no
like
shade, but like,
that feels a little lopsided to me at that point.
no, he was not
Yeah.
up to the assignment,
Yeah.
unfortunately for that guy. Speaking of the women's side, uh, I just lost track of all this joint. On
Mm-hmm.
the women's side, we had Jesse Pagula and Arena Sabalenka. So I think we actually might have posted Sabalenka's loss last year,
Mm.
and she was in the locker room and she was smashing. And this was like a CCTV kind of footage, so
Mm.
it's kind of like a private moment.
Mm.
No, we didn't post it. I don't think we posted that.
I do recall seeing it somewhere though.
Right, and she was just like smashing her racket in
I
the
do
locker
recall.
room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we posted. We might have posted it.
I think we
Uh,
did, man. Because I recall kind of seeing that.
so I mean, I got comments and stuff about like,
Yeah.
like, hey, this is a private moment. Why are you break? Why are you like keeping this thing trending? Whatever, right?
Like, are you know?
Yeah, but I mean, it's out there, right? It's not
Yeah,
just
it's
us.
already, yeah. Yeah.
It's out in the world. How you think I found it, dog?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, she was pissed, man. She got so close. She's never won it.
Mm.
But she won it this year.
Mm.
She won it. And guess what? Freaking, they show ESPN showed all that footage about that locker room joint to make
Again.
to add to the
Wow.
story of how
Yeah,
much this
narrative
win
Mm.
means to her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was right to post
Yeah.
that joint. We was
Mhm.
right to post that joint last
Yeah.
year. I guess at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Mm.
But that's kind of like a dope story though, to see like the juxtaposition of like last year, how she was
Yeah.
just like She's in the locker room just smashing her tennis rackets all over the floors and throwing them in the trash and stuff like this. This means a lot to her. She cares about tennis. She loves tennis. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I can respect that.
I want to see that anger about like, yo, I'm not just out here to earn a paycheck. She got second place. She got like at the U.S. Open, second place in the finals. That's at least like a mil. That's a mil. You're still getting paid. Yeah. I think maybe compared to 3 mil, I think some might be even bigger. I don't remember what it was for the U.S. Open. How much they said? 3.5. I think it was 3.5 mil.
Okay.
Just gave her a check. Just get a check for 3.5 mil. Just here you go. It was presented by Chase.
Okay.
JP Morgan Chase. Right. Just gave her a check. Anyway, so that was crazy. But the American what I say, her name is Jessie Pegula. And tying right into the NFL, her dad owns the Buffalo Bills. Her dad owns Buffalo Bills. He actually owns a couple of hockey teams, a couple of lacrosse teams.
Oh, so he really getting into it. Okay.
Yeah, that boy getting the bag.
Yeah.
He started his whole money journey. Well, I'm not gonna get it, but like, I don't fuck with billionaires. I don't really fuck with billionaires. But like,
yeah, I know how you feel about that.
But this guy's story, I'm like, could he be one of the good ones? Like,
so it sounded like he got out the mud for real.
That boy got out the mud, like legit. Like he bought like some land and got fracking and oil and all that kind of stuff. He bought a piece of land that he just thought of it at a time, you know what I mean? And just like, but his family, he was a coal miner. His family was a family of coal miners. They were the miners, you know what I mean? So like, and then like, his generation just like saved up, but I don't know how much money he ended up. How much of that money was like from like family or what I mean, some nepotism somewhere or something. I don't know. But like at face value, his story is like, whoa. His wife, her mom, Jessie Pegula's mom, was like an abandoned child in South Korea, was an orphan, got adopted by an American family, and now she's this like the president of operations and CEO of like these sports companies because she married with this guy. So both of them are like kind of out the mud a little bit, but they billionaires, man. I don't like them. and then with the daughter, this heiress to this fortune.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is actually worked her way up the tennis ranks to learn this thing. She could have just been at home on a yacht somewhere.
That's true. She don't have to do this.
She really don't. What you got to check for 3.5 mil, and the Pegula was like, okay, that's cute.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I could just give that to my daughter.
That's not so. It's like, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. I don't never want to root for no billionaire, but I like.
But it sounds like she really loves the sport,
and they from New York, and the U.S. Open is in New York.
Yeah.
And she grew up in the sport, and she feel like trained for it, and got to the point where she's like freaking playing in the finals at the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
like
she really earned that. I can respect that. Yeah.
So she kind of got it out the mud too, but then the access to the tennis camps and all that.
Yeah, and all the resources, the training, and that. Yeah, so it's like, is it really mud or is it really?
But she could just be chilling.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah,
she could be Paris Hilton.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Really, pretty much.
Well, she out here training. You know what I mean? All right. So okay, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So that's it for sports. So that's that also means the end of tennis season. Really, the majors, that is, right? Because the Australian Open's in January. Then you have the French Open. Then you have Wimbledon, and Wimbledon is in July, and you have the U.S. Open just finished, and we're like first week of September.
Yeah.
So that's it. There's all the small little tournaments that go around, but in terms of the majors, it's that January through September that you want to like really watch out for. Okay. So that's our throwback. What up, fam? It's Darwin, the guy that was just talking. First off, thanks for watching and supporting the show. But I got to give y'all some homework. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to interact with the show. That means 1, hitting that like button because I know you like our stuff. 2, make sure you subscribe. so we can swim our way up your timeline whenever we drop new content. The third thing, please share the channel with your friends. Maybe they'll learn a thing about a thing or two. Oh, last thing, we're over here talking about what y'all talking about. So go ahead and carry that conversation on into the comments. We be up in there too.
Well, you have any challenges that you'd like to share with the folks?
Yes, I am excited I'm actually excited about this challenge because I didn't think this was something that I don't know. I just didn't know if I needed it. Maybe I don't know about needing it, but I went to the U.S. Open. I was there.
Yeah.
I went to the U.S. Open, right? And so one of the things I've always said that I wanted to do was go to the U.S. Open, but like a bucket list thing for me would be like to go to Wimbledon, right? That's like, I want to go to Wimbledon, right? So I've always had that. But the new thing is accepting this idea that like, yo, maybe I could go to all four. Maybe I go all four. The French Open, the Australian Open, Wimbledon.
I don't know, but Australian that joint. That's a heck of a flight.
Bro, I got 30 more years maybe to work on that.
Yeah.
30 years just to go to 3 more. Wimbledon. And to be there in the room. I was in the room when so Djokovic is, this top player forever. Sinner's number 1, but Djokovic, I don't remember what he's ranked right now. He might be number 2 or 3 or something like that. But like he wins like everything all the goddamn time, right? And I'm not really a big fan of Djokovic. Like he turns out he's not such he used to be this fun-loving guy kind of thing, but then he became like this real like a little bit of an asshole, right? But I was there in the room and I saw him lost. He lost at the US Open. So I got to see a top tier player, but I got to see him lose. So like I got my cake and I ate that bit too, bro. I was face first in that joint. And so I'm like, that's dope. I got to go to the US Open. I'm definitely gonna go back. Like it's too easy for me to be this close. New York is like right there.
Yeah.
Bro, it's too easy. And like to just go every year if I wanted to. You know what I mean? The best would be to like get to go to the final weekend and eventually see like a title match. That would be like a big title match there. That would be freaking crazy. But just to get in the room for that it's gonna cost some bands just to get in a room for that joint.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Okay, so I'm like, yo, it's not that big of a pivot in terms of like dreaming big. This is like a bucket list we're talking about, right? And so like, but this means like this is something I'm gonna endeavor to make happen. And like I foresee myself traveling to Australia one day for something just to like explore. There's Darwin, Australia. I've always wanted to be like and see like the sign, be like, that's me.
I actually didn't know
that. There's this Darwin, Australia. And so like if I point at the sign, I'm so like I could just like make that all into one trip. You know what I mean? You get to see there. Like I want to go you went to Paris, you know what I mean? And I want to go to Paris at someday, and why not go during the French Open? You know what I mean? I get to go to the French Open, and then I get to go see the rest of Paris, right? That's the place I want to go see. And of course, I've been to London, but I didn't go to Wimbledon, but I get to see more of London. That's just another trip. And I got like, ideally I'm trying to make this happen within the next like 6-7 years. Ideally. But it could take longer. And I'm not so married that this vision of mine has to be this specific exact kind of thing. So I'm a little bit flexible in that. So okay, I'll go for a second rounder or something like that. You know what I mean? And boom, I got it, and I was there. I was in the room when I saw some professional tennis player do their thing. So yeah, so that's my thing. My challenge is to it starts today. Well, it started once I entered the gates of the US Open, but I'm going to try to go to all 4 majors. But you know what, I'm gonna start throwing in the Miami Open. That was in Miami Gardens.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
like that's just too easy.
That's
Why
just
am I not
that's too
going to this
easy,
thing?
yeah.
I go down there easily all the time
Yeah.
anyway. So like boom, go
No
there doing
fucking
the
rare.
major, you know?
Mhm.
Anyways. So yeah, that's my challenge, man. You know what I mean? Join me on the ride. If y'all want to go to these majors, you know what I mean? We could make a plan. Formulate a plan. We
Cool.
can get a whole crew together, yo.
That's really nice. That's really dope. That's really dope. And like bro said, man, like I went to Paris. The reason why I went to Paris is for the Olympics. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the actual events that I wanted to go to, but I was there. And I was able to at
It
least
was still the whole
experience.
vibe.
It was still the whole vibe. I was able to experience quite a bit of the
Mm-hmm.
festivities there. The reason why this is a challenge for me because I realized that kind of on the same vein of actually, it's kind of crazy the way you described it. It's kind of like on the same vein. Like I feel like I'm getting to a phase in my life, or I believe I'm in a phase in my life where like experiences are becoming more valuable to me. Like I'm desiring to do
Facts.
more experiences. So and
That's what's up.
the dope thing about even when I went to Paris for the Olympics, I met a childhood friend there, which is so crazy that the world is so small. I haven't seen this guy in 20 plus years. Literally in 20 plus years.
Crazy.
And to
Yeah.
see him, the first time I see him was in another country for the same exact event. Same exact reason, right? As far as the Olympics go.
Have you spoken to him since that day?
I have because we speak through social media. So that's how we that's how we communicate.
We're
So
connected.
I guess that's one good thing that social media provides. You can kind of
reconnect with folks. But you could build up on that and just like build a relationship,
but actually,
like off social media, like transition that bit into like WhatsApp, you know what I mean, something like that. And
we even talked about even the next Olympics, like
that's easy. No, you know that's happening.
And that's
in
easy
LA.
money,
This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff. It's right. It's too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy. I'm trying to get a whole freaking. I'm trying to buy out the block. I'm trying to buy out the block. Airbnb, all the Airbnbs in a row if we can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's a big event, and that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I done gave several people the heads up.
I plan on going to that one too. I definitely plan on going to that one. Yeah, for sure.
So definitely, I know some of the dudes that we traveled with before. They say they might be interested. So
okay,
bro, it's 2024 right now. I won't hear no freaking excuses though. You got 4 years.
Bro. Like, you got 4 years, man.
You got 4 years. Get your shit together. Whatever fuck it is, get that babysitter now. Lock in. Pay him with interest until that day if you got to.
Yeah, for sure.
Start with $1.
Yeah, you feel me? $1 a day.
It's gonna be a grip, boy.
What you ain't never lie.
Well, you better be there though. You gotta be there though.
Yeah, man. So it was a dope experience, man. I enjoyed Paris a lot, actually, more than I expected that I would, honestly. And I think it's because I booked the memories. I booked the right Airbnb in the right small community. It was like a suburb community I was in. Everybody knew everybody. It was just dope. Like even the people who the people who owned the Airbnb that I stayed at, like they were known around the community. Like people just knew them. They're like, hey, how do you know these people? And I was like, oh, I didn't know y'all knew them. Like they're like, yeah, they're really cool people. They've been coming to this bar or this restaurant for like 3-4 years. Like we just know everybody. And I just now I'm like just low key kind of plugged into them now. So anytime I go to Paris, I know like who to talk to.
You know what Airbnb you're gonna try. I know every people you're gonna link up with. Yep.
You feel me? So like, and it was just a dope. It was a whole vibe, man. Like I really enjoyed it. Like so much so that I want to go back again. So
hey, I mean, I got a French Open.
The French Open, yeah. I'd be interested in that. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I mean?
I'd be interested in that. Like,
have your people call my people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So no, it's definitely fly, man. And I talked to Shorty about it, and she was like, I definitely want to go too. Women, they just, women just they want to travel.
It's Paris.
It's Paris.
It's also Paris.
It's all and that's the thing. It's also Paris. So she's like, oh yeah, I definitely want to, So she kind of like low key
she's like, I could be convinced.
Yeah. But low key, you can tell like she kind of was trying to put like a bug in my ear too. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. Like I see what you're trying to do. And for me, I'm satisfied. Like I'm not like 100% satisfied because there was events that I wanted to go to, but I'm like 95% there. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still there. I was still enjoying a lot of, the city was a buzz, and it was a dope time. It was a dope time. So that's really my challenge though, was like memories. Like memories are much more valuable than you think. And
I
my
like the
challenge,
fact. I like the fact that you're making new memories.
yeah, and that's it.
I've been stuck with
Yeah.
a place. I've been stuck in a place with my, especially with my friend group where we just been like, just squeezing blood out of a stone for some old ass memories, dog. Some
Yeah.
old memories. We ain't making
Yeah.
no new memories,
Mm-hmm.
and like, yeah, you don't feel that close anymore. That memory is just like, yo, we don't went over that story so many different times.
Yeah. 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 I mean, and that's spot on, man. It's that's the challenge, and that's actually the challenge that I want to give to, or I want to, send out to the world and all of our viewers. Is like, challenge yourself to create new memories. Not to say that your old memories are like
Yeah, you're not
useless,
invalid.
right? No,
Yeah.
they're not invalid or anything like that. But like, new memories are almost as important, or even more important, because a lot of times when you're able to create new memories, they might even give you new life. You have new
Mm-hmm.
motivations. You know what I'm saying? It's just you have
It might
you
be that
might you
wind
might
in your
uncover.
sail that you didn't know you needed.
Yeah, exactly. And I was gonna say you might
Yeah.
have new curiosities that you didn't even realize that you even had
Facts.
because you had this experience. You're like, oh, it opened you up to a whole new world of this other thing, right? So that's my challenge, man. Make new memories.
But the social media is definitely affecting our day-to-day culture, our
Mm-hmm.
day-to-day activities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's influencing us to the point where these fools is out here robbing Chase Bank,
Yeah, I saw that.
not even
Yeah.
realizing that these fools are part of a scam, part of a scheme,
Yep.
but because of something they saw on social media.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok keeps inventing money hacks when at the end of the day, this joint was just good old fashioned check fraud.
Yeah. This
Customers
is
are
this is
just
not new though. This practice is not new though.
there's new. Hey, what they say? What they say? A sucker's born every day, B.
I'm like people been bouncing checks for a minute. This is an old
A
practice.
sucker is born every day, B.
That's literally what I was thinking about when I was reading this, and I was like, bro, people been that's okay, but go ahead, bro.
Customers of Chase Bank reported issues with unauthorized transaction and funds disappearing from their accounts. Initially, these issues were thought to be the result of a security breach or a hack at Chase
Mm-hmm.
Bank,
Mm-hmm.
right? Upon investigation, it was discovered that the root cause of the problem was actually check fraud, not a digital hack. Scammers were using stolen or counterfeit checks
Mm-hmm.
to withdraw money from accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So they had, I don't know exactly how the joint worked,
Mm-hmm.
but how many times am I going to say this? Do not take investment advice from a podcast.
Yes.
Definitely like a TikTok. Don't do
Yeah.
it from a TikTok. That's even
Yeah.
shorter information. But these fools got like all they had to do was like they got these checks apparently,
Mm-hmm.
and they wrote out a crazy amounts on the check, and they cashed it and got the money out. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are fraudulent checks. They
Mm-hmm.
got the money out, and so they then the money that they were getting was from these other people, these random people that was getting these notices, like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, your account has been breached or whatnot. Okay. And and so it's like you're putting in your
Banks are supposed to be
debit
better about
card.
that too.
You put in
Yeah.
you put you
Yeah.
put in your debit card
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
this money out. Like
Mm.
with a bank, anything over 10K is gonna be automatically flagged.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Let alone the limits that the ATMs give you daily
Yeah.
because they don't want to empty out for all the other customers.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta go into a bank and you do this, and they're gonna be like, how much you taking out? And like
Mm.
there's the red flags all over this joint.
For sure.
And you think it's not my account, it's a randomized account. I'm just going to like get this money from the bank. Not knowing you robbing somebody else's account.
Yeah. It's actually somebody else's account. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, people's normal bank accounts is gonna be FDIC assured. So what I mean, that's like
That
last time I
too.
checked was like 450K. So they're like, okay, whatever.
Mm.
The bank gonna go after you. And so they going after these fucking suckers.
Mm-hmm.
They're going after these bastards because like, it's just
As
check
they should.
fraud.
As they should.
So what happened was fraudsters acquired personal information and used it to create fake checks or alter existing ones. These fraudulent checks were then processed, leading to unauthorized withdrawals. These people thinking they could just take one of these checks and freaking just cash it out. So Chase Bank worked to resolve the situation. It enhanced security measures and reimbursed affected customers. They also provided advice on how to protect protect yourself from check fraud. The article emphasized that the importance of monitoring your accounts regularly. So don't take advice from a podcast, but this is some good advice. Safeguarding your personal information and being cautious of any suspicious activity to prevent similar fraud. The situation originally seemed like a digital hack, but even if it was a hack, like you should be watching those accounts. Those accounts that you have like revolving, not revolving balance, but like it's your main checking account. You know what I mean? Your bills coming in and out of there. You're swiping and you're using debit card places, which I don't advise using debit cards places. I just use your credit card and just pay back the credit card. But
you definitely have more protection with your credit card for sure.
Credit card will I bought a whole motorcycle. Remember we talked about this. I bought a whole motorcycle and my credit card company got on their ass. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They gave my refund right away and got on their ass.
Yeah, so my credit card company don't play. Yeah,
that protection is legit. That's one of those benefits that show up on the list when you sign up for credit cards that people skip by, but like that shit come through.
It matters. It really does. It really does.
And the thing is like,
especially when you travel internationally, it definitely does.
It's one thing when you're telling when they say it up front and they don't come through at the end, but like they actually come through. And if you have examples of the credit card company coming through, so they're legit. Insurance companies, not so much. I don't fucking trust the ass. But like credit card companies, you know what I mean? Besides all the, you know what I mean, they do a lot of like predatory kind of activities to get people into debt and all that stuff. But like, if once you know the game that we've been talking to y'all about, over time, telling you how to fucking work these fools. You know what I mean? You get them to pay for their own membership fee. You know what I mean? Facts. If you really do it right, you know what I'm saying? So, just for you to have access to all this other stuff, lounges, you know, this is not commercial. Y'all want, hey, this sponsorship space is right here. This could be right here. This right here. So like,
we can get y'all right if y'all really.
You know what I mean? If you got
to pay the piper though.
You gotta pay the troll, my G.
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, so at the end of the day, like I said, this Chase Bank hack was just good old fashioned check fraud. I was reading. I was listening to one of these the albums this weekend. I don't remember what it was. We'll get into it some other time, but they were saying how like, man, some of y'all niggas out there ain't been good since the pandemic, coincidentally. You know what I mean? Because that was when the PPP loans was out.
That's when the Jones was hitting up.
That was when, like, apparently, I think Trump gave people a check for like $1,200, something like that. So all that y'all was flossing, you know what I mean? Now y'all on some different note kind of thing, and you out here on another fraud, on another scheme. Yo, that's red flags all over about you as an individual. You know what I mean? But also like, yo, it's out here trying to get people out here making it look like it's legit joint. Don't take financial advice from TikTok.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So that's it, man. That's all we got for today. We covered a lot, but you know, we got to catch up. We've been missing for a minute. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed the show. I know my brother enjoyed the show. And I know y'all enjoyed the show.
one of those organic ones.
Yeah.
God damn, my voice is going.
No, it's all good. But again, man, just a quick reminder: like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what it is, man. We talk to us, we talk back. I keep telling y'all this, man. Talk to us, we talk back, man. We definitely like to hear from y'all. Anything that we share today, you know, just let us know what your thoughts are, and we definitely gonna respond in kind.
Season 5, episode 1. We got one in the books.
Absolutely. And with all that, man, stay safe, y'all.
Bon la vue. Change de tempo.
It's challenge day.